We've got another super chat on sadly for you, Jin. Rocket scientist says, Jin, even Bob Ross would call you a mistake.
Ooh.
Have you caught up with us now, Jin? Because I called your name out about 10 times and you never responded at all.
No, because I was talking because I couldn't hear you, obviously.
Jin, what do you think is the over-under on Jin knowing who Bob Ross is?
No, do you know who Bob Ross is?
I'm willing to bet he
doesn't.
Yeah, do you know who Bob Ross is, Jin?
No, I don't know the man from Adam. No, of course not.
See, I told you guys, there's no way he knows.
You don't seem to know very much at all, Jin.
He definitely knows the truth about the shape of the Earth. He definitely knows the truth about the shape of the Earth, and he knows a big CGI photo when he sees it.
We were talking about him last night, actually. He's the American Rolf Harris.
Yeah, see, he wouldn't understand who he was because Bob Ross is a man of honor and integrity, and so Jen's not familiar with
and I said last night, I said Rolf Harris is like the English Bob Ross.
Would Bob Ross consider Jen a happy accident or no?
Oh, he's a bit of a child molester then, is that correct?
What
the fuck? Saying he's a bit of a child molester.
God. No, he's a bloody artist on television, you twat.
I understand that, but Rolf Harris was accused of child molesting, wasn't he?
Right, but he was famous for being a TV artist, wasn't he?
Yeah, I know he was, yes, but also he had that other side of him as well, didn't he?
All right, well, we can forget all about the whole art thing. It's just a pedo now.
Yeah, well, of course.
But
anyway, ladies and gentlemen, yeah.
Hang on, we've got another super chat, Jin.
Why is it that the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter cost $100 million not show us images of spacecraft approaching the moon?
Because the purpose, Jin,
on its journey.
Right. I'll answer that after this super chat from Rocket Scientist, who says, Jin, you're a sentient menstrual cramp, and your parents should be tried at The Hague.
Fuck, you're on fire tonight, Rocket.
Why didn't the Lunar
I've got a new archive. I'm just going through them.
So why didn't the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter take any pictures of the spacecraft going to the moon? I can't think, Jin. Why would that be? Oh, actually, let me think. Here are a few reasons. One I've told you before. It's important to remember this. All flat earthers should remember this. There is not a penny, not a dime being spent. Not an ounce of energy is being expended on proving to flat earthers that space flights exist. Nobody is doing that. That would be absurd. The people who put spacecraft into space cannot even contemplate the stupidity of a person who thinks it's not happening. So they are never, ever going to try and prove to you that space flights exist. And the fact that they aren't doing this is not cause for suspicion. It's what we would expect them to do. And we would be cross with them if they did what you want them to do. You cannot draw conclusions from this and say, oh, they haven't got pictures of this thing that nobody would ever think to take a picture of unless they're an idiot flat earther pretending spacecraft weren't real. That doesn't work. So that's one reason. The second reason is the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, its job, and there's a clue in the title, is lunar reconnaissance. That is looking at the moon. That's its job. All of its equipment is designed for it to look at the moon. So why would they try and get a photograph of what would be a tiny white dot in space of a spacecraft approaching? You're an idiot, Jin.
And they'd have to put, the equipment there to photograph the thing coming towards the moon in the first place. And going back to your earlier point, Jem, it's kind of like, well, hang on. it goes even further than what you were saying. People would be in an uproar because not only would they then be spending the money to put that equipment up there in the first place to film the rocket coming towards it, but the flat earthers are going to turn around and go, nah, once they've handed it anyway. So what's the point?
Right.
Okay,
ladies and gentlemen.
Like a black emptiness, right?
If I may now address
Very much
you
so,
again.
VD, yes.
If I may now be allowed to address you again, ladies and gentlemen.
Go ahead.
The point I am raising is that the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter cost the taxpayer supposedly $500 million. They deployed it back in 2009, supposedly. We know it's not up there because the images that they pushed out, that you can go and look into their library today, now are all fake. We know this much. So not having these images of intuitive machines approaching the moon whilst on its journey from Earth just speaks volumes, ladies and gentlemen. It is the orange gorilla in the room, and they're trying to ignore the orange gorilla in the room. You can't.
Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence.
Is he trying to make a Donald Trump comparison here? I don't get it.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Well, first he said that
unfortunately,
it wasn't,
ladies and gentlemen,
why
that
wasn't
is
it
the
pointing
truth.
it at pointing
How
it
can
at
you,
the lander?
how
And now
can
he's saying
you,
it doesn't
hang on,
exist.
how can you have a camera? How can you have a camera that sees the Earth 12 times a day, every 2 hours, and not capture the approach of
It
this
sees the moon.
intuitive machines? It's not simple at all. It's looking at Earth every day.
I think he's
12
got
times
this
a day,
all
every day.
backwards.
Supposedly, ladies and gentlemen, we know it's not up there because we don't have the pictures. And all pictures that have supposedly come from the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter have been proven to be fake, including NASA material, 8,400.
The LR was sent to the moon to make high-resolution maps of the composition of the lunar surface.
Nope, it's looking
No one
at
even
the
knows
moon.
where the lunar surface is.
It sees the Earth. When you look at its program, it sees the Earth 12 times a day, every day, supposedly.
Where the fuck do you get
every
even
2
if
hours?
it did? Where do you get 12 times a day?
He thinks that when it orbits, it goes to a position where it's going to be looking at the Earth. It doesn't point down at the moon all the time. It points in one axis, he thinks. He's weird. I don't understand.
They have kind of reoriented it to take a picture of the Earth at least once, but I don't think that's normal.
They see it every day. It sees its Earthrise every 2 hours. They are attempting to lie to you. The Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter sees the Earth 12 times a day, every 2 hours.
Nope, I'm looking at the Lunar Reconnaissance, the archive, and no, nothing there.
Of course, there's nothing there. It's all fake, ladies and gentlemen. All fake. That's the problem. Fake images every day of the week. It's not there.
Can you
the
be
Lunar
like
Reconnaissance
either it
Orbiter
exists or it doesn't? Either
there.
it takes real images or it takes
Need I
fake
mention
images.
the fact
you
that
can't have it both ways?
Do I need to keep mentioning the outgassing phenomena, for example?
Oh, fuck.
That would have destroyed this thing within.
Would you mention it 13 times in a row without taking a break?
It would never have been deployed. The spacecraft carrying it over, the space shuttle would have been destroyed. Who deployed it and when? Yeah, to the moon.
All right, that was the first time. You got to repeat it 12 more times now, Jen.
How did they deploy the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter?
Because that's two.
The space shuttle, was it? Because the space shuttle can't go
on an Atlas V.
Wait. The space, you idiot! You think the space shuttle? Lunar observer?
Yeah, the space shuttle never went to the moon.
No, I'm just saying it couldn't have. I'm making a fact. Couldn't have been the space shuttle. Definitely not that.
Yeah, it was an Atlas V.
It was an Atlas V, ladies and gentlemen. Another lie there, right there. But anyway, that's the question, okay? It's supposed to be orbiting the moon every day, sees the Earth 12 times a day.
No, it doesn't.
But yet we have no images
it doesn't,
of India, Russia, China, Japan, and now this intuitive machines, all landing on the moon in the last year.
Would you like to argue with NASA shill, Jen?
Sorry?
What the fuck is he talking about?
Would you like to argue with NASA shill, Jen?
NASA Jen is upset that the lunar orbiter was not deployed with the space shuttle.
I have no
idea.
Go
for it, NASA shill. He's all yours.
For fuck's sake, Jen, it's around the moon.
Ladies and gentlemen, like I said,
Why are
it's
you
supposedly
Oxford baiting?
orbiting the moon, looking at the
we're
Earth
sending
12
NASA
times
after
a day.
You can deal
Right?
with it.
It would be impossible not to have those images of intuitive machines, the latest private company to have landed on the moon, supposedly. The approach, from the moment it left the Earth, we should have been getting images.
Right? You do realize. No, what am I saying? Fuck.
His brain isn't big enough.
Those images should be plentiful. We don't have a single one.
Himmawari 8 take a picture of Earth every 10
any
minutes.
of those countries.
His brain's big enough, VD. It's just
China,
not filled with any information that's useful.
Russia.
Why does Himmawari 8 not have pictures of the lander?
Japan's 2 attempts. Japan
It's not
made
pointed
2
that
attempts.
direction. It's not if they had
I'm
a
sorry,
Japan made
we're
2
not buying this
attempts.
excuse.
Right?
Yeah.
Then you've got India with the Chandelier 1 and Chandelier 2, and then Chandelier 3. No images of these
Why doesn't the Himmawari have pictures of things on the moon? Is that what he's asking?
Why don't my glasses give me X-ray vision?
Approaching the moon. It's not enough that we have pictures of it landed and pictures from it. He wants a picture from another satellite of it on the way there.
Oh,
no, it would be
one that had already arrived there and was set up to take
orbiter.
pictures of the approaching one.
It would
for some
be
reason.
the lunar. It wouldn't. It couldn't help but capture it. It couldn't
landed on
help
the
but
South
capture
Pole.
it. It could not help but capture it because it sees the Earth 12 times a day. So it would be impossible not to capture.
Jin, even if it is seeing the Earth,
you idiot.
It would be.
Jin, even if it is seeing the Earth, that doesn't mean it's going to be able to see a tiny object on the way to them.
Okay, stop the fucking insults, Ozzy.
Jin, even if it was looking at the moon, let's just take that. If it's looking at the moon, that doesn't mean it's going to see a tiny object on the way to the moon. If it's looking at the Earth, that doesn't mean it's going to see a tiny object on the way to the Earth. Even if it's
one second, Slacker. I appreciate what you're saying, Slacker. I just wanted to step in and really quickly make sure to remind Jen that he's a stupid cunt.
The spacecraft will be approaching daily, okay, hourly, getting closer and closer. So there's going to be a point.
How big is this thing, Jin? How big is this? How big is this lander? How big is it? Do you know?
As far as I'm concerned, you work that out for yourself now.
How big is it, Jin? No, tell me how big it is, Jin. Jin, how big is it?
You work that out.
How big is it, Jin? You should know. Come on, you tell me. You're telling me you should be able to take a picture of it. So how big is it? How big is it, Jin? Hello, Jin. I asked a question. I'm not going to let you. I'm not going to let you go away not telling me. Jin,
have a look at the Earthrise.
Answer the question. How big is it?
Called Earthrise. Have a look at it. From the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter.
3 meters in length, 2 meters in diameter. That's a length you can help, but that's the main body.
So there is no way in hell that you wouldn't be able to capture this.
Jin,
the spacecraft.
Come on, it's 3 meters long. It's 3 meters long, Jin. You think you should be able to see something 3 meters long over an area somewhere in the United States?
As far as I'm concerned, the cameras.
Yeah, as far as you're concerned, because you're a dumb fuck.
The cameras should be picking up the space probes coming.
Jin,
why, Jin? They're not big. They're small.
No doubt about it.
They're little. They're about the size of a bus.
Moon, supposedly.
You can see a bus. You can see a bus in China from Japan.
Well, let's give you an example here, Jin. Can you see that piece of dust about 3 inches in front of your face? It's there, I guarantee it, but can you see it?
You would be able to capture it, no doubt about it.
Typical Flurf doesn't understand photography, perspective, or what you can see.
We have no images, and like I said, ladies and gentlemen, all images from this lunar reconnaissance orbiters have been proven to be fake anyway.
Incorrect. Nice try.
But Jin, you don't have photos of a piece of dust 6 inches in front of your face. That means it's not there. That means you're not there.
Volumes, and it's keeping with our findings. It's not there.
Well, he's not all there.
You're right. Jincbr1 is not all there.
I would like
how
to
we know they're not up there.
Ladies and gentlemen, and tell Kosho hi. Hi, Kosho. Welcome to chat, Kosho. Fine, he's not here. Okay, go ahead, Jin. Sorry.
Keep destroying everyone, Jin.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the
no, you're not, you moron.
Wrecking them, Jin.
He thinks we should be able to spot. He thinks we should be able to spot something 3 meters long over an area about the size of the United States.
You would be able to do that.
I hope you were not calling me a moron.
Yes, I'm calling you a moron. You don't understand the fact you can't see a thing 3 meters in diameter, 3 meters in length, 2 meters in diameter.
Going on in here?
Scum.
Against Jin being
Is that right?
an idiot again.
There's a dumb
Stop
cunt.
talking, Savage. Don't interrupt.
That's how I'm a fucking lying bastard. I never tell the truth.
All right, Jen.
Scum of the earth, is that right?
Clean it up, Jen.
What fucking shit cunt.
Yeah, you're a dumb fuck, Jen.
You're a
What did his parents ever do to you, Jen?
You've been told by Jen.
I've told him how he can't see something the size of a bus from 2,000 miles
away. You don't
away.
help the conversation because you're a dumb fuck. You've got nothing gained for
and
you.
that we don't have the cameras on the moon to oil approaching objects because we really don't care
about
it.
From a family of scum. Yeah. You're a toxic maggot.
Hey,
living in the worst place on earth.
I'm talking about being a maggot.
States of America.
Speaking of maggots,
NASA.
You scumbag. North
Jen.
America. If you're a Canadian, you're still a North American.
Can you two stop it? Hey, can you two stop it?
Well, if you actually tell NASA Shield to stop insulting, things can be going along nicely. I told you. I'm not here to be insulted.
Can you tell Jin to engage his brain once in a while?
You're a scumbag, NASA. Shut
up.
And
who's calling names now, Jin?
You're a nothing.
Who's calling names now, Jin?
On the grand scale of things.
Who's calling names now, Jin?
Scum that is toxic. That's all.
Who's calling names now, Jin?
You're a nothing.
Who's calling names now, Jin?
You're a nothing but a scumbag.
Who's calling names now, Jin?
Why should any space agency have to prove anything to the minority of people that are just conspirators?
It's not. It's the taxpayers' money. It's the whole world, and it's an opportunity to show the technological prowess of these vehicles as they approach. I mean, it's a missed opportunity. It's silly.
They've done it,
going
though.
to the
They've
Grand
shown
Canyon
the technical
and not
prowess.
taking any pictures of the Grand Canyon. Oh, why should I do that? You know, why should I do that? Let me
But
take a
they've done
picture
that.
of the
They've
sky
shown their
instead.
technical prowess by sending stuff into space and landing it on the moon.
No evidence of it, ladies and gentlemen. No evidence. That's the
There
question.
is, and this is the problem.
There is no evidence of it.
There is evidence, Jin. You just say no all the time.
There's lots, ladies and gentlemen. Nuh-uh is the main theme here. Nuh-uh. They're lying. That's the main theme.
That's what you're saying. Yeah,
but
you're saying
when something is going wrong and you
There is
disapprove,
no evidence of that,
you must
Jin.
show that
There is no evidence of that.
Nuh-uh, NASA. You're a nuh-uh.
That's all you can say. I got it.
Absolutely.
So we. I mean, they have pictures. Yeah, I know. That's how you say nuh-uh. That's all you got. You have any proof of this?
Nothing makes sense.
You're just minority, Jin.
Jin. Nothing's making sense.
Jin, you and your lies.
Orbiting the moon 12 times a day. Nuh-uh images.
That's actually proven.
No images.
Jin, you guys are just the minority. You don't matter. You see? You don't matter. You're a minority.
The question still stands. Even from the minority group. The question still stands in that we are not getting the appropriate images from the so-called Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter.
What do you mean so-called? It's there.
Don't have to do that for you.
We know it's not there.
Don't need to do it.
Paul on the plane. Paul on the plane actually
Incredulity alert. Incredulity alert.
Are fake. We know that.
Incredulity alert.
It's not up there. And the very fact that we don't have these images that we're requesting speaks volumes, and it's in keeping with the truth.
Can we just move this on a little bit? What is the argument that these pictures from the LRO are fake?
Orbiting the moon. Nothing.
What is this guy's argument about the pictures being fake? Unless you just want to keep repeating yourself.
Look, I've already posted it in this server so many times. It's unbelievable that you haven't seen it.
But the chat keeps getting wiped because people keep posting bullshit.
Hang on.
All right, fuck you. Dan the Waterman says, I just paid $2 to hear Gem Panda whine. Oh, all right then. I just paid $2 to hear Gem Panda whine. I hope that
was good. That was at least $5 worth, Jim. Gems.
Right. Okay. Please continue. Hang on. Let me just turn him back on.
Yeah, they've got to mute, haven't they? Frightened.
Unfortunately, yes.
Because you don't listen, you fucking ignorant prick.
Because the 10 times I asked you to stop talking, you just ignored me. So yes, They have got to mute, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can't hear you when I'm talking.
Well, you should be able to. There's no reason why you shouldn't.
I don't hear you when I'm talking.
Well, I can hear
That's
you
a
when I'm
problem,
talking.
Jin.
I don't hear you.
That's a you problem, mate. Fix it.
Since you couldn't
hear, it's like I said,
you were
ladies and
going to
gentlemen,
post the argument for why these pictures are fake?
ladies and gentlemen, the idea that we don't get any images of these probes, these landers approaching the moon via the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter speaks volumes.
What? We have one satellite in orbit around the moon. You expect it to take a view of everything that happens there all the time?
Actually, we know it's not there. We know
it
that
is actually there. We know it's
Paul
actually
on
there.
the plane who has
But having
analysed
those
a numerous
images,
amount of numbers,
having
images from supposedly the
those,
lunar reconnaissance, and every single one was fake. In fact, he gave us a number of 8,400, all fake from NASA. 8,400.
Images
all
won't make a lick of difference. They won't make a lick of difference to you.
8,400 images, all fake, ladies and gentlemen, all of them.
So, what's his actual argument for them being fake? Is it anything more than nuh-uh? Or I don't think it's real?
The reason they're fake, ladies and gentlemen, is because they were subjected, the images were subjected to the latest technology. And I say latest, I heard of this technology back in 2016. We've got JPEG Scoop.
JPEG. This thing's not taking JPEGs.
And Photoscape. So you've got Photoscape, JPEG Scoop, and Forensically. Now these software, you can use them to check the genuinity of any image supposedly coming from space. Okay? And when we subject these images to these software applications, we're finding no noise at all. No noise in the images. The images are fake. Every single one of them.
So, I mean, you know this thing's not taking JPEGs, right? You know that the LRO is not taking JPEGs, right? Jin.
8,400.
Jin, you know that the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter is not taking JPEGs, right?
8,400, ladies and gentlemen.
Jin, do you know that the LRO is not taking JPEGs?
And if there is no doubt that the images they checked are original because they download the original.
No, they're not, though.
Images
No,
from
they're
NASA.
not, though.
Takes a long time to download, and they download those as well. They've got the compressed ones, they've got the original images, and all of them are fake. 8,400 fake.
There's a good boy, Jin. Good boy, Jin.
There you go. 8,400 fake images. 8,400.
What do you mean by this? No, it has no noise. What is this noise so-called?
Oh, that's a great question, ladies and gentlemen. With photographers taking digital imagery these days are concerned about the quality of the image they take. Okay, and they want the best